You are tuned in to What Up Baltimore online radio. Please note that the views and opinions expressed on this channel are of the host and not of Lady J Media. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, What Up Baltimore TV. And if you really don't want to miss any of the shows, hit that notification bell and you'll get a message every time we come on. Now, we got it from here, so sit back, relax, and stay tuned.
I know you do, because that's what I do. I give you that kind of love that makes you come back. I'm your pusher, baby. Your pusher.
Hey, little black boy, let me holler at you for a minute. I was once in your place, you should respect what I say. Some of the things I'm about to tell you just may save your life in the world right now. Much is right. Little black boy, you're gonna see and experience all sorts of things, but don't let your mind be locked in the chain. Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to Spitfire Poetry Shutdown. All right. I am your host, John Hansboro. It is November 8th. November 8th, 2023. We got 8 weeks left in the year. I don't know about you all, but I am very excited about that. I'm ready for this year to be done and over. Let's start with 2024. Got some really cool things planned for you guys on my podcast for next year. And I want to thank everybody for watching me and supporting my brand, buying my books, buying my t-shirts. You know, I still have shirts. I still got Spitfire shirts. I still got Unusual Favor shirts. I have like 4 different designs now. Shout out to my man Theo. The Juice. Also, shout out to Jessica Lopez for doing some of me and my wife's designs as well too. I appreciate both of you guys. All right, so I want to share a lot with y'all tonight. I may not be on here for the entire hour because I have something that I have to tend to right before 8, but I got a lot that I need to let y'all know about. First, so last week, we weren't live last week. So, and the week before that, that Saturday, I was invited to a Holy Smoke barbecue in Essex at the Living Faith Church, I want to say it's called. Shout out to Free Ministry over there, everybody over there at that church and that ministry. They had a wonderful gathering on that Saturday of, October 28th. It was really nice. I enjoyed myself. Thank you for inviting me, Karen. I appreciate you, Karen Hill, Leah. I met some wonderful people. I met a poet that I want to bring on the show, hopefully before the end of this year. But I met a gentleman by the name of Sincere, I believe his name was. And you got it. Like, he blew me away with his poetry. He's really I don't even know how to describe him, man. He's just like, well, for one, he doesn't curse at all. He doesn't curse at all. And the majority, I want to say the majority of his work or his poetic pieces are um, like faith based or faith influenced, which I love. Um, and I think it's that style and his uniqueness of just staying in that lane, not using any curse words, not using certain words to express himself, just finding other ways. That's his lane. That's what he's good at. But I have to bring him on the show. Shout out to Sincere if you watching, bro. It was a pleasure meeting you on the 28th. Y'all see what I'm talking about when I bring him on because he's good. He is really good, really good. All right. Also, shout out to my brother Isaiah Haynes. Isaiah Haynes. Now listen, everybody. Isaiah Haynes. Check him out on Instagram, Facebook. I believe he's on Twitter as well, probably TikTok too. But he just released his book. I'm so happy and proud of my man. He just released his book. It is called Off My Soapbox. It's a collection of poems that he did. I met Isaiah in 2021, I want to say, and I had him on the show. I'm going to share the video, the first two interviews that I did with Isaiah when I first met him, and I had him come on this platform. But I'm going to share those because I want everyone to see his growth is just amazing to me from when I met him to where he is now, and that's only been a short period of time. And he's like just jump leaps and bounds. I mean, I love it. I truly do love it. I love it. He's very inspiring. He's another one. His style of poetry is really good. On the open mic that I did in June 3rd, that Glory Day. Shout out to everybody at Glory Days, 1220 East Joppa Road. All the management, everybody over there, thank y'all for having me on back in June. Every time I go to Glory Days, y'all really treat me well. I love it. But thank you for having Spitfire Poetry open mic on your wonderful, wonderful patio. Isaiah Haynes, Off My Soapbox. You want to get that if you can. All right. But he was at the open mic that I did in June the 3rd. He's when I play, I'm gonna replay that that event because we recorded that whole event. I know Lady J did and I did myself. And I'm going to share that because Isaiah is the first poet that I bring up, and you get to see what I'm saying about his style and how he is able to woo the ladies and really like he's got a poem called, I think it's called Love Letter to the Ladies, is Love Letter or something like that. Or Lady Mahogany, I think it is something like that, but I know it's straight fire. I'm telling you. I at the open mic, someone wanted to throw their underwear at him. That's all I'm gonna say. So the guy is amazing, really. He can sing and he's a poet. So, better watch a girl. I'm telling you, because my man, they're all playing. But yeah, y'all see if you can get his book. Seriously, Isaiah Haynes. Follow him on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Also, get my little sister's book, Mozart. Go on Instagram and look up Mozart. She has a book. Also on Instagram, Ashley. I don't want to mess that up. Who else on Instagram? Oscillated Beauty. Check her out as well. Oscillated Beauty out of Atlanta, Georgia. Absolutely incredible artist. She gives me like, I haven't even told her this, but I thought about this after I had her on the show like a week ago. She kind of give me like Diana Ross vibes or something. I don't know. But she's really talented, man. I shout out to Tarika Holland. She's really talented, very humble young lady. And she's serious as hell about her craft, and I love it. That's inspiring. It really is. She is not she's not playing around. with her craft at all. She takes it very seriously. Shamice Jacobs. Check out my sister Shamice Lady Jacobs, the RVA project. She's always got something going on. I think she's got an event coming up. I want to say November 24th. I think it's with Men's Health. This is Men's Health Month. I didn't even know that too. Well, this is Men's Health Month, right? Mental Health Awareness Month. So November 24th, Shamice Lady Jacobs will be doing an event at, I believe it's at Sea Roses. I'm definitely going to be in the house for that. I love the events that she throws. And the mental awareness is something that is very serious, I believe, in our community and every community, to be honest with you. And it just needs to be talked about. You know what I mean? We don't talk about it. It needs to be talked about. Shout out to my sister, Aneski. Listen, y'all. Aneski Anna Kimzet. Aneski Anna Kimzet. She has a podcast that she started, I believe, maybe 2 weeks ago. You want to look for her 4 authors on Instagram, Facebook, Anna Aneski Kimzet. Instagram, 4 authors. It's her publishing company, along with my man, my brother, her husband, Vic, the CEO. Shout out to Vic. I ain't talked to you in a minute, bro. I gotta hit you up. But yeah, they are awesome publishing company. They are awesome publishing company, and they're going to be serious about getting your product out in the hands of people who, love to read, and they're going to work hard to get your to get your stuff out there. I know that. I do know that. What else? Shamish. Let's go into some. You know what? My books are always for sale on Amazon, or you can hit me up on Use Your Favor 1. This is a true story about my wife and myself. This is a true account of infidelity and addiction. This is a true story about infidelity and addiction. If you haven't gotten Unusual Favor 1, you're out of your mind. You need to grab my book. Go on Amazon. I think Amazon is like giving it away on a crazy sale right now, where you can get it even cheaper than when I'll sell it to you. But they are, I think, doing a sale on it. Spitfire Poetry Volume 1 and Spitfire Poetry Volume 2. All right. Also on Amazon, or you can hit me up as well. And I can mail it to you. I can send it to you. I can meet you, whatever. However you need to get it, I can get it to you. All right. All of the musical social sites. I do have material out. I haven't been sharing that in quite some time either. But I have, I know at least 15 to 20 tracks that are on all of the music social media sites. All right. Shout out to the producers I use for this. Stinky Face Productions, Maurice Carl. Shout out to him. Shout out to T Hart. T Hart Hard Knock Studio. Shout out to my man Donnie Durango at 4-Wheeler Music. But I hope I'm not leaving nobody out. But I recorded a lot of poetry, spoken words on my pieces with these awesome producers, and you can find it on a lot of the social media music sites. Just punch up my name, John Hansboro, or Spitfire Poetry, and it should come right up. Is there anything else I want to share before? Oh, I will give you something for next year. So February 14th, Valentine's Day, falls on a Wednesday next year. So I want to do a red light special poetry open mic that night on this platform. Shout out to Lady J. go to YouTube and subscribe to the What Up Baltimore TV page if you haven't. You need to do that. But I would like to do a red light special for Valentine's Day, or Valentine's night, because it does fall on a Wednesday. Hopefully I will be live. I do plan on being live that day. But I wanted to just do. Now this is going to be a challenge for me because I've only written one erotic poetry piece, right? I never really wrote no erotic shit like that. And I was introduced to this on Clubhouse. Shout out to some of the people on Clubhouse that may be watching, some of my people on Clubhouse. I appreciate you guys as well. I love Clubhouse. You meet people from all over the world, man. And everybody that I talk to loves poetry. So it's incredible to meet new people and to hear pieces and share your pieces and hear people's feedback. But erotic poetry was introduced to me through Clubhouse. I knew nothing about it. And I was listening one night to a room that I went in of all people doing erotic poetry. And it was, man, like it was really good. It was dope. It really was dope. So I want to do an erotic poetry open mic on my platform on Wednesday, February 14th. Now, this is the thing. Anybody that wants to come on that the show that week, you need to hit me up, DM me, or send me a text or email, and let me know if you want to come on the show that night. I may, if we have a lot of people that respond, at the most I can do maybe 8 to 10 poets at a time. But I really want to do a Spitfire erotic Valentine's Day poetry open mic shutdown. That would be really, really dope, I think. So any of my friends and family out there, all of my poets and spoken word artists, if any of you guys write erotic shit or can write erotic poetry, let me know, because I would love to have you on the show. Like I said, it's going to be a red light special. None of this is going to be on. It's going to be all red. I don't know how the lighting is going to work. I haven't figured that out yet, but it's going to be red, definitely. So let's get right into some poetry. All right. So, everybody, if you know me, you know poetry is my therapy. All right. It's everything. I found it in a time where I was in a horrible place in life. I didn't know how I got there, and I didn't know how to get out. But poetry fell in my lap, as I say all the time, and it was something that helped me to deal with the shit that I was dealing with that was foreign to me at the time, and helped me to transition through what I was dealing with, you know, being able to express myself on paper. A lot of times, some things I can't, this is crazy, express verbally, I guess, and I can write it and it comes out better. I don't know how that works, but that happens all the time. Shout out to Lady Glory. What's up, sis? All right, so let's do this. Poetry is my therapy. I'll get a little sip here. All right. Poetry is my therapy. Poetry is my therapy. It gets me through so much shit. When I put pen to paper, nigga, it gets me through so much shit. Pushing and pressing my pen, the ink is insulin. 6 units before breakfast. I count my carbs. I can't be reckless. Maintain a decent sugar level, because if my shit drop, it can be detrimental. Poetry, that's my therapy. Poetry, that's my therapy. Back and forth to the dispensary. I need the right strain. What do you got for inflammation and pain? Terpene, limonene, I don't know what the hell you mean. I need that indica hybrid sativa. I need her that marries a cheetah, because everybody see a poetry. That's my therapy. Something therapeutic happens when I go to create. Is there something about putting the right word with the right line to make them both come together? Like you and your partner at the very same time? Two souls sharing the same vibe, poetry. It's my therapy. I press every day. Giving up is not an option. A devil going down today. You know, man, that nigga, we stay boxing. He got me on the ropes. But I'm guard body Ali. I hit him with the rope-a-dope. The champ is here. The champ is here. And I fight every ounce of fear. I just do it like Nike to guard us a victory. You know he's in here. Poetry. That's my therapy. Sometimes that shit keep me up at night. It's a little light in mine that keeps me up writing that one last line. I need it, I need it, I need it like the air I breathe. If I didn't have it, tell me, where would I be? I could have been serving the 1 to 3. My wife and kids could have buried me. Poetry is my therapy. All right. Shout out to DJ Slicky Woo-Boo. Anybody that need music, hit up Mr. DJ Slicky Woo-Boo. All right. He got music for poets. I'm assuming rappers, any artists. Shout out to you. Thanks for watching, my man. Shout out to my sis, Lady Glory. She's another dope poet. Y'all need to look her up on Instagram and Facebook. She's a dope-ass poet. I'm telling you, serious, serious, serious. I love her. She's another one that does not play with her craft. She takes it very serious, and I love it. All right. Let me see. Shout out to Bishop Michael Wallace. I want to get that out before I forget. Shout out to him and I don't even know what they call it now. His upgrade. Let's just put it that way. I haven't been in church in quite some time, y'all. Don't kill me. But he has been upgraded to a bishop, and I love it. It's incredible. When I think back, his church is the first church that I really became a member of and a part of, and I did that in, like I said, in a time where I was just like, I wasn't in my right mind. I was dealing with a lot of shit. And I was on the verge. Some days I felt like I just wanted to snap. I really did. Sometimes I think if I didn't have these girls, these daughters of mine, I might have back then. But I constantly, like, what's going to happen with them if I do something stupid, or if I just let my cool go too far, you know? Where would they end up at? So, I want to do, so back to Bishop Wallace. So yeah, shout out to him. Hopefully I can get off tomorrow if I can get somebody to cover for me. All my family at Brothers, you know, if y'all watching, if you can cover for me tomorrow, I'll hit you up later about that. But if not, I understand. It is what it is. We all need it. I know I need that money anyway. So, but shout out to him, man. Seriously, Bishop Wallace. You know, I did my first poem at his church. I did my very first open mic at his church. You know what I mean? And I found poetry while I was a member there, and it really helped me to deal with a lot of shit that I dealt with. So shout out to him. Congratulations, Pastor Bishop, on your upgrade. All right. So with that being said, let's get with Forgive the Saints. We're going to do Forgive the Saints, and I'm going to take Forgive the Saints right into one of my favorites. They say all that shouting isn't necessary. And let's see if I can remember this. Forgive the Saints. I haven't said this in a minute. Forgive the Saints. Because I could care less for title or rank. That devil will deceive you. He's nothing but evil. When you're full of the Spirit, nothing comes near it. Jeremiah moaned, it's like fire in my bones when the pastor reaches a certain tone that zeroes in on the problems you own. You cried and you wept it. You came to accept it. Endure for night because that joy is unexpected. And change your heart. That's the start of something you took part. It's not fashion or art. Come into the ark and save your soul and walk streets of gold. It's about eternal life, not thousands of likes. Tell me, what went wrong as we sang that song on benches with palms? And my favorite Psalms is 30. Of course, I cried out, oh Lord, and you swung that sword. Now I'm beginning to see how you live in the tightest of places. It's all so amazing. Chasing after you and I'm blue. They said it was you that made it all true. So what's there to do except keep praising you? I mean, you are the reason I'm walking and breathing. Forgive the saints. And they say all that shouting isn't necessary. But tell me, what have they been through that's colder than that month they call February? I'm talking about news that'll make your body ache. And it's out of your control, so you feel you got to participate. It was all good just a week ago. Now I'm in the doctor's office, and they planning my treatment, though. My work has come to a halt, but my bills were longer than a tree stalk. I stand in line for aid and assistance. All the while, I feel I'm losing my existence. The lady behind that desk looked at me as a stereotype, not realizing 96 hours prior, I ran a work site. I feel like my back's against the wall, so I pick up the phone, but who do I call? I was stripped of everything with nothing to spare as I laid on a cold, hard table and stared in the air. God, is this it? Will I see my wife and kids again? If I died, my babies cry, who'll make them grin again? My life was saved, though it was full of sin. My doctor said, take a few of these and your pain to come to an end. But no, I must keep going. It's no time to break. But my back's against the wall, and the devil don't hesitate. When he came to me to convince me of my fate, I refused to be a victim and told him, clown, you too late. When I realized who brought me through it all, my vision became clear as he showed me a picture of it all. He said, son, didn't I tell you I would never let you fall? It was then I decided to serve him in the midst of it all. So if you see me go crazy or start to bang on a wall, it's my way of praising him because he brought me through it all. That's all that shouting. Those two are my favorite two poems for the longest. And then I just started, feeling different things and going different places with it. All right. I think I want to share something that I just actually started today. Yep, I started this today, but I haven't finished it. But I want you to hear these first, it's only maybe 3 or 4 bars of it. A lot of times I don't do this where as though I write and stop and then come back to it. I like to just go all the way through it when I'm writing or when I have that feeling or idea. I try to just write it all out. And then I'll go back and tweak it or adjust the words the way I want it to be, the way I want to come across, meaning basically adjust the words. So when I come across, when I'm saying it, my voice is elevated at certain words are maybe lower. But my first open mic that I did was called Motivate, and it was called Empower and Motivate. Empower and Motivate. That was 2017. First open mic I did at a church. It was called Empower and Motivate. All right. I keep pressing because defeat is sour. Got to keep it moving, okay? Maybe you can take an hour. Get myself together, get back in the game. Stay focused on my goal. Leave the gossip to the lames. They really respect my hustle, but they hate deep down in the tissue muscle. And I have stopped right there earlier today. In the tissue muscle. So next week, hopefully I'll have an ending for that for y'all. I think I got another one that I started I wanted to share too. No. Okay. Back against the wall. My back's against the wall. There was no threat or brawl. Standing tall some days may not be easy. If you got dreams to feed your family, these niggas look at you greasy. The hate is real and you want to heal. They don't know what you've been through. Black and blue, your scars visible. Spread love, don't let the hate through. But my back was against the wall. But my back was against the wall. All right. Unusual favor 2. Unusual favor 2. It looks I really don't think that's going to be released before the end of this year. That'll probably be January. Hopefully I can get it out by Christmas. That would be a good stock of stuff. Unusual favor 2. Unusual favor 1. A true story about addiction and infidelity. Unusual favor 2 is Victory in the Storm. Victory in the Storm. I'm excited about that, and I think that's going to close out the unusual favor, whole journey that me and my wife dealt with. But I feel just as good about the second unusual favor as I do about the first one. And that really makes me feel good because for a while I was scared shitless after I released this first book on how I was going to do the second one. And if it's like, how you when you go and see a movie that's really good and then part 2 comes out and it's fucking trash, I didn't want that. I wanted this to be along the same lines of where level of writing that I was on with the first unusual favor. All right. So right now I want to share Quarantine as one of my favorites. I was thinking about Quarantine earlier today. I remember when I wrote that poem when we was dealing with all of the shit that was going on with the COVID virus. That was a nasty time, nasty time. And I wrote Quarantine, just being around the house every day. I definitely was very creative throughout that process. I must say, I definitely was, but the circumstances, I wish we didn't have to deal with that. But anyway, this is out of Spitfire Poetry Volume 2. Get that on Amazon by John Hansboro. Quarantine. Quarantine trying my patience. Shit, that's a true understatement. That shit's running short like a fat ass nigga on a basketball court. My kids eating up all the goddamn food. They saying depression shit on the news. Got my mama worried and confused. She hits my phone in a hurry whenever she hears something new. Lord, help her find something to do. My 8-year-old was up to 4 a.m. This shit's got to end. What you going to do when Hogan runs down on you with an 8 p.m. curfew? Get all the essentials. I write with pens, not pencils, so it can't be erased. I learn from my mistakes. Tired of containment, I walk from my bedroom to my basement, spending time in every room. What else is there to do? Barbershops closed, hair salons too. And your lady tries to line up your head, just stop it. And she looks like she stuck her finger in a socket, her hairdo is whack. She got to put on a hat. If my kids ask me for another snack, I think I may snack. If I hear the word unsub one more time, my wife, she got to chill with this Criminal Minds. Episode after episode, how many series they got? I'm going to cut off this Fire Stick and unplug this Wi-Fi. I'll never forget this one right here, too. This is called Just Experimenting. Just Experimenting. I did this poem Um, I did this poem back in 2020. I think, yeah, it was before the pandemic, so maybe 2019, I think. Shout out to Lakeisha Love Dawn. I think that's when that play was she when she did that. When she's done numerous plays, but myself and my brother, oh man, oh my goodness, I can't believe it. My man, Jesus Hype Man, Mike Man, my man Mike. We were at her play, and we both did a piece. Now, the play was amazing. First of all, that's number one, right? And it was so like it was deep. It was real. It was a sensitive spot for a lot of people. I mean, a sensitive like moment for a lot of people, I'm sure. But it was good, and I think stuff like that needs to be talked about, needs to be, put on the screen or whatever. A lot of people deal with a lot of different sexual assaults and stuff like that. But I wrote something. She asked us to write a poem. Okay. And I don't want to say, I can't really remember along the lines that she wanted it to be about. But I know I can't, when I was looking through some of the poems that I had at the time, I said, I'm going to do this one. And this is called Just Experimenting. Now, I'll never forget this because when I recited this poem, after I was done, the crowd, like, it was like they were shocked, like, oh shit. Like of course they didn't see, because this was a play that was like church influence, Christian influence, whatever, it was even though it was about different assaults and sexual things and stuff like that, it still was a lesson in it, and it was still, almost like I don't know. I know it was good. I can't think of the damn name of that. Damn, I cannot think of the name of it, but regardless, a poem that I had Lakeisha on my show numerous times too. Shout out to her. But that name is not coming to me right now, the name of that play that she wrote. But anyway, I recited this poem there called Just Experimenting. Okay. We were just experimenting, touching and feeling like a blind couple reading Braille. She aroused my interest. I stood at attention, on rocks hard not to mention. We were just experimenting while our parents were upstairs, my hands in her hair and her hands through my zipper. As the ice cream truck cruised the block, she licked me like a blow pop. Fellatio at 8 years old, we kept it a secret, neither one of us told. Playing house whenever our parents hung out, she would grab my crotch and shove her breast in my mouth. We were just experimenting. She would play with my soldier. I was happy when she was over. She would come over for play and teach me a few things. We were just experimenting when she began to rub me fast until she felt a sensation. I felt something too. What it was, I had no clue. Never would have thought it would affect me. Later in life, I got mad if you didn't sex me. I guess I was spoiled. I never looked at it as trauma. So keep this between me and you. Don't you tell my mama. That is just experimenting. I don't want to read that one. I don't want to read that one either. So let me do one out of Spitfire Poetry Volume 1 before we get out of here, okay? Again, I want to thank everybody for following me and watching the show. Also, for the last 8 weeks of the year, what I'll be doing, thank you, Lady J. Thank you. Thank you so much for this platform. Guys, I'm telling you, You need to, that's another thing, subscribe to the What Up Baltimore TV page. All right, you really need to subscribe to the page. Go to YouTube right now, subscribe to the What Up Baltimore TV page. So whenever we doing podcasts or whenever something's on, you'll get a notification and you know that we're on, because you don't want to miss it. There's a lot of things going on in the community, and you can get a lot of information off of this platform. Trust me, I've been on here since she started, and it's been incredible. All right, I thought we had a caller. All right, so I'm not going to do my topic for today. I'm gonna do Hey Little Black Boy. Let me see if I can remember that though, without looking at it. But I'm gonna have it open just in case. Hey Little Black Boy is something that I did at my shout out to my brother and sister, Victor CEO, Aneski Anakinzet, the wonderful play I Am Woke, the theatrical poetic experience that I was a part of with all of these wonderful actors, actresses, and spoken word artists. Every last one of them was dope. I am not bullshitting. It was really, going to rehearsals was like, for me, it was everything, because not only was I able to get some shit off, I was able to listen and get a vibe from people who were serious about their craft and who were dope at what they do. Like every last one of them. So this is called Hey Little Black Boy. This is something I wrote after a family member of mine was shot. And not only that, just other kids and guys that I know that's been shot, dealing with bullshit in the streets. You just get sick and tired of being sick and tired, you know what I mean? So I wrote this one night, and it's called Hey Little Black Boy. Hey Little Black Boy, let me holler at you for a minute, because I was once in your place, so you should respect what I say. Some of the things I'm about to tell you just may change your life in a world where that much is right. Little Black Boy, you're going to see and experience all sorts of things, but don't let your mind be locked in them chains. You'll come across bits and pieces of racism, but your school system will claim they're trying to relate to what you face every day. Little Black Boy, watch where you play and mind what you say. I know in school they tell you we all are equal, but it's fine print at the bottom of that statement. Little Black Boy, at 12 years old, you could be gunned down for being in the wrong part of town. Little Black Boy, at 13, that's when this shit gets real. Little Black Boy, at 12 years old, you could be gunned down for being in the wrong part of town. Little Black Boy, as you grow into your teenage years, that's when this shit starts to get real. Keep yourself active. Don't hang with them bastards. Learn a trade, shorty. Anything with your hands. Just keep up your grades. Little Black Boy, be respectful and listen to your elders. They can teach you some things, but you know everything, right? Don't be stupid, Little Black Boy. They were here before you. You can learn from their stories. Don't you know you have to work twice as hard when competing for any job? Little Black Boy, don't dress like a slob. Keep yourself clean. It don't have to be expensive. It's still going to look mean. Little Black Boy, the man make the clothes. Don't listen to them hoes. Little Black Boy, stay off them blocks. You may think it's slick till you in jail taking dick and washing outfits. Little Black Boy, that life ain't for you, and it's cool. Don't be a fool. Stay in school. You may bend some rules, but always, always be true to who you are. A soldier in battle. That horn sounds every day, Little Black Boy. Keep God in your life and pray every day. All right. I want to thank you all for watching. I do have something that I need to tend to, and I do not want to miss it. As I was about to say earlier, so for the last 8 weeks of the year, I will be sharing a different podcast each week, and I'm gonna try to go as far back as I can. Okay, but I'm gonna share one each week from now until the end of the year, and I still will do my regular every Wednesday from now to the end of the year live. I plan on having the next 8, hopefully should be live. for the next 8 weeks. But also each week on that Monday, I'll be sharing an old video or an old podcast that I did when I first joined with our Baltimore TV. It has been great, and it's just, I love it. The inspiration that I get from just being on this podcast, the doors that has opened, the people that I come across, some people that watch it, I didn't even realize that watch my show that I may see out in the street, or a couple people have come into the place of business where I work at and recognize me from being on here. And I'm like, wow. So I really do appreciate it, man. I really do. I appreciate you guys following me, supporting me, buying my merch, buying my books. Because like I said, all of this was started because of a song that my wife wrote called Unusual Favor back in 2014. And then we went through so many series of things in our life, in our relationship, in our marriage that made me put pen to paper. And this whole Unusual Favor Spitfire poetry journey began probably around 2015, I want to say. And this is, I still am a lover of poetry. It still is truly my therapy. It helps me get through a lot, to be able to express myself and not just want to punch somebody in the face. I am a true tar, so like I know I could be stubborn at times, or especially when I was growing up. I wasn't really a wild kid because I had a dad in the house that would knock me and my brother asses out, but he was there. He was in our life. He was there every day. You know what I mean? So I learned a lot of life lessons from my father and mother. And yeah. So next week will be, what is the 15th? I don't think I will be on the 15th next week because I have something that I got to take care of on that Wednesday. I just started that on November 15th. I keep going months backwards. November 15th. So on the 22nd of November, I'll have a special guest for you guys on that Wednesday. You don't want to miss that. And like I said, starting next week, I'll be sharing a podcast that I have done within the last 2 years, one every week, just to wrap up the end of the year, as a reflection, to look back. And like I say, just to be thankful, I'm thankful for what's going on here. A lot of people that watch the podcast, some of them tell me that they go back and they do watch old episodes and things of that nature. So I appreciate it, man. I really do. All right. So be vigilant, be safe out here, y'all. We may have to put the mask back on. I don't know. All right. If you want to be blessed, you must bless somebody else. Have a good evening, everybody.
Just wanted to let you know that the host of this show appreciates the time that you've spent with them. Now, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel so you can keep up with everything that we're doing. And most of all, thank you for tuning in to What Up Baltimore online radio, where the people have the power.